Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I'm so glad that you've tuned in today. I'm your host, Linnell Ellis, the president of Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association. And my guest on the show today is John Quinn, the editor on the TV series The Chosen, which is the story of the disciples of Jesus and Jesus. So really looking forward to that interview. Hope that you'll stay by for that. And then we'll have some station news too at the end of the program. Right now, though, we'll begin with our devotional thought. And today, because I'm going to be talking with John Quinn from The Chosen, I thought that we might look at one of the thoughts in this devotional book that my family owns called The Chosen 40 Days with Jesus. And the creators of the series, Dallas Jenkins and his wife Amanda Jenkins, and their friend Kristen Hendricks, have written this devotional book to go along with the series. And I'm going to share with you some thoughts from the very last devotional in here from day 40 called Mission. And this one really speaks to me with what it is we can be doing and we should be doing and we want to be doing for God's kingdom. Let's start with the verse on which it's based, verses, which come from Matthew chapter 25. This is verses 35 through 40. I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer Jesus, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and visit you? And the king will answer them, Truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me. Jesus chose 12 men to be the original gospel task force. 12 disciples who traveled with him for 3 years, watched him minister to crowds, and listened to him teach, all the while learning about God's heart toward people. Because after Jesus ascended to heaven, those 12 men would be charged with his mission to tell the world the good news that relationship with God can be restored. That heaven awaits the followers of Jesus, that anyone who believes Jesus is the Son of God will be saved. And that following Jesus means loving God and people the way he did. The lepers, who were societal outcasts, the blind and lame, who were societal burdens, the women and servants who were marginalized and disenfranchised, the children who were vulnerable and overlooked, the well-to-do who were hopelessly self-sufficient, the prodigals, the broken, and the bent. They all shared the same need, their total inability to rescue themselves. Jesus came to seek and save the lost. The disciples underwent a massive recalibration. Everything they thought they knew about how to live turned upside down. The new kingdom order would be to put others first, to love when people hate, to pray for those who persecute, to lead by serving, to give when it costs, to trust in God's provision no matter how glaring the lack, and to die in order to live. Jesus changed everything. And sharing his love, life, and purpose with all people, including the least of these, especially the least of these, became the disciples' sole mission. More than 2,000 years later, the mission remains. Christ followers are still building the kingdom of God, and we can partake in the process. We are, in fact, called to it. We still must rescue and lead people to the one who made them, loves them, can lead them and restore them. There is a war being waged. darkness versus light. And to participate in God's sure victory, we must be fearless in our self-denial and bold in telling the truth. We must be tenacious in our faith that God will be faithful to His word and His work. We must love those He loves, serve those He serves, and refuse to relent in doing the good Jesus did. And all for His sake, because He loves us, because He rescued us, and because we love Him back. And until He returns, the mission will remain the same. Cue the cool music and slow motion walk. God's chosen are on the move. And as we think about these things, I'm sure a prayer comes to our hearts that we want to be about God's mission. We want to be following Him and telling other people about His beautiful character. We can thank God for His Son. We can thank Him for not only sending Jesus to die, but also showing us how to live. And we can ask Him for the courage to live out what we are learning about Him. That's my prayer, and I bet it's yours too. Stay tuned. I'll be right back with the interview with John Quinn. Welcome back. Joining me now is John Quinn, editor of The Chosen. And right now, at least half of our audience is saying, The Chosen, I
oh
love
my
it.
goodness, I can't believe it. It's the best show ever of all time.
Yes,
yeah.
And the other half is going, what?
What is The Chosen?
So maybe a little explanation.
Yeah, The Chosen is the first multi-seasonal TV series about the disciples and about Jesus. And it's done in a very modern style of filmmaking with regards to just the cinematography and the music. And really what the focus is about seeing what people are like before they meet Jesus. And the whole show, I think, really what's amazing about it is that it makes everything relatable to, the real world, to us today.
Yes, and because it's multi-season, the story can kind of be told at a slower pace.
Yeah, and you can just really get it. If you really know the Bible, there's so many little Easter eggs all over the place. But if you don't know the Bible so well, it's still great storytelling. It's very compelling.
Yeah, so I think The Chosen is finding that they've got all kinds of viewers. Of course, lots of people who do have some familiarity with the Bible, but a lot of other people as well who are just finding it an interesting series.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's incredible. It's the first, I've been working in the secular world of film and television, and this is my first big, faith Christian project. And I'm hearing from people I haven't heard from in a long time, like saying, "Hey, is this you? Are you the editor of The Chosen?" I've never received so much amazing feedback, and it's incredible.
Yeah, that's really great. So I know that a lot of people are talking about the show. There's a lot of buzz. This particular television series is being produced in kind of a different way, or funded definitely in a different way. Yeah,
it's crowdfunded. It's funded by the people. No TV station, no streaming service like Netflix is involved. And I've overheard conversations that it could have been, Amazon or one of those streaming giants could have been involved, but Dallas Jenkins, the creator, he did not want those streaming services to have any say on this project.
The content of the project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it is amazing. I know articles have been written in the Hollywood Reporter, just saying, what in the world, what's going on with this? Look at how people just kind of all over, not all over North America primarily, but even other parts of the world are funding this to just make it happen, like kind of grassroots.
Yes, and it is a totally grassroots. There's never been anything like this. I really highly recommend your viewers go to the YouTube channel of The Chosen or go to their Facebook page. They are being so authentic and honest about the process and about the trials and tribulations of making this show, the things that have happened. There are so many God things that have happened. It's this show has truly been blessed.
Yeah, and you can go to thechosen.com too and watch it for free.
Yeah,
or get the app.
Thechosen.tv.
.tv. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah, thechosen.tv, and then there's an app, and you can. The thing about the show is that it's free.
Yes.
It's free for everybody. You never have to pay a dime. There's a thing when you open up the app, and it'll tell you you're watching this because somebody else paid it forward for you. Do you want to pay it forward? You don't have to.
Yeah.
If people could just share it, that's really all I can ask for, is people just to share it and spread the word about it.
Yeah, I think I had 5 people tell me about it before I finally.
Until you finally, yeah, totally.
Then once we started watching it, we were like, wow, this is really special. This is different. And have really, really enjoyed it. So I think people have made a lot of comments about the portrayal of Jesus in the show, that it's he's so relatable and warm,
and makes jokes.
Yeah, there's some jokes.
and he makes jokes, and he dances, but it's very it definitely stays true to the Gospels, and the show is not trying to replace the Gospels in any way. Some people thought, some people have written on the internet that they're afraid that people will not read the Bible. They'll just believe this is it.
Yeah.
But on episode 1 of season 1, it tells people, no, read the Gospels. This is just an interpretation.
Yes.
And what is amazing, though, is that this show has actually caused people to read the Bible, some of them for the first time.
Yes.
It's really extraordinary.
Yeah, and what's the show meant to you? Because like you said, this is your first time working on a project that is specifically faith-based.
Yeah. Look, I've been a Christian, I'll be honest, I've been a Christian my whole life, but I never read the Bible. I went to Sunday school. Everything that I learned about the Bible was Sunday school and the scripture that is read in church, but I never read the Bible. But after working on this show, I want, not only do I want to, I was telling people as I was working on season 2, once I'm done with season 2, once I have downtime, I'm going to start reading the Bible. I can now finally say I am reading the Bible. I'm starting with the New Testament, though.
Yeah. Hey, well, the New Testament is what you've just been working hours and hours and hours editing some of those stories.
Yeah,
so.
and one thing that I love, and this isn't just me that feel this way, when I read the Bible now, I can picture everybody. It's amazing. It's extraordinary. I do see the characters from The Chosen as it's just so real. It's incredible that this book that was written, 2,000 years ago is so relatable to me. It's incredible.
Yes, really true. So we've got to get into a little bit. Your role is editor of the show. So you're not out there on the days when the production's happening.
No.
They're sending you the footage.
They're sending me the footage. Yeah, they're sending me the footage. The best way to explain what an editor does is that every scene that you see on a TV show, they shoot it, or a movie, the crew shoots it multiple times. They do multiple takes, shoot it from multiple angles, and then all of that is thrown at me onto a computer, and then I have to figure out, which take, which camera angle, which performance, how long do I hold on a shot, how long do I, not hold on a shot.
It's
the
a
timing,
very
the rhythm.
creative role you have.
Yeah, it is, and it's many.
You can decide, is it the close-up here?
Yeah.
Is it the wide shot so we can see everything that's around?
Yeah,
and you know
what? Something that I never told anybody except for my wife and mother-in-law. If you're watching The Chosen and we're in a medium shot or a wider shot or something, anytime I go to a close-up, especially if it's Jesus saying something just really impactful, that is me feeling that is impactful, that this is something really important, or it just speaks to me.
Yes.
Or I'm wanting this to communicate to the audience, whether they know it or not, that I just feel very strongly about that.
Yes, you're letting the impact that the content of the show is having on you as you're there looking at all the footage, you're letting that help drive which choices you make.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes the hardest thing for an editor to do, because you're getting paid to cut, so you always want to be cut into another shot, a different shot every so many seconds. But the hardest thing to do sometimes is to not cut and just let a shot play out on an actor. For the people that haven't seen The Chosen, this cast is incredible. Every time I come into work and my assistant editor tells me, oh, you have a scene today with Jesus, or Mary Magdalene, or Andrew, or Matthew, the tax collector, I get so excited because I just can't believe I'm getting paid to watch this gold.
And you would know, because you've cut a lot of films, a lot of series, some documentary.
Yeah,
you would know if the people are talented.
Yeah, totally. I've been editing for, wow. I've been cutting, for at least 15 years, maybe 16 years.
Yes.
And I've cut a lot of different types of projects.
So you know what it's like to try to make an actor look good when they're not.
Yeah,
and to have great actors.
Yeah, and to have great actors, it's such a blessing. It makes my job so easy. You could also say it makes it hard because sometimes it's really hard to choose between the gold. There's an episode with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and
spoiler alert if you haven't seen season 2, right?
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Yeah, and I believe it's episode 7, and I don't want to give anything away, but it's a very dramatic moment for Mary, and I know, and Jesus has lines of dialogue that he's saying to her, but it is so much better and more impactful to just stay on this moment, for she is just at a very low point and just breaking down, and I don't cut away because
you stay on her.
Stay on her because it's so much more impactful, and it's so much more real to just not have an edit,
Yeah, because then those of us, we've all had our low moments in our spiritual walk. We've all had times where we were like, oh my goodness, how could I make that mistake again?
Yes.
And so we can relate with her, and to see her interpreting the forgiveness that Jesus is bringing to her and the relationship that he's expressing he wants to have with her, to see her reaction to that is more powerful. That's what you're saying, than actually watching him say it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It's incredible. I've seen the scene you're talking about, and very, very good choice. So when people are watching the show, or any show for that matter, the editor is really has a lot to do with the impact that we have, or how we experience that moment or that scene, how we understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. The editor is responsible, or helps to when it comes to tone, what the tone of a show is going to be. And sometimes we will rearrange orders of scenes to help tell a story better.
And you've had the opportunity to help do a little of that, or give that feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, in episode 1 of season 1, there was a scene where can I talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
So Nicodemus, the way it was originally scripted, Lilith, there's a woman named Lilith who goes to a cliff, and she's probably going to commit suicide.
Yeah, you can tell she's contemplating it. Yeah.
And then she sees a dove, and for some reason she's drawn to it, and she walks away from the cliff. And then we go to a scene of Nicodemus, who's talking about Lilith, and he says that souls such as hers simply cannot be saved by human aid. It's not possible. This woman is doomed.
Yes.
But we just saw that she's not doomed. And so I spoke with Dallas Jenkins, the creator, and the head writer, and I said, guys, what do you think? What if we were to switch these 2 scenes around?
In the order.
In a different order, and say, and have Nicodemus say she is not, she's beyond all human aid. She's doomed. And then we go to the cliff, and now the audience is thinking,
like, is she doomed?
Is she doomed? Is this going to happen?
Yeah, much more drama, more impactful when then she isn't doomed, because it isn't human aid that helps her.
Yes, absolutely.
It's God.
Absolutely.
Through the dove that she sees, and then when Jesus actually comes to interact with her.
Yeah.
I'm just giving
It's an incredible moment.
It's an incredible moment. Too bad. I'm so sorry. You'll see it.
The show's been out for that episode's been out for 3 years.
By
time, it's about time that you guys should have seen it. It's too late. Statute of limitations is over.
Yeah, we could talk about it now, but you can still watch it if you haven't. So it's all right. Okay, so we're just about out of time, but I wanted to have you remind viewers again how they can see The Chosen. Like, it's free. How do they do it?
It's free. The best way to do it is to download the app. If they do a search on whatever device they have, an iPhone, iPad,
Yes.
Android,
Yes.
Google, go to the store there and download the Chosen app. And then from there, there's simple instructions on how you can watch the episode, yes, on your phone or iPad, but you can also stream it to any device, a ROKU, Fire Stick, any TV that has
Yes.
apps, right?
Yes.
And then you can watch it for free. Commercial free. It will always be free. You don't have to contribute. But if you want, the money that is contributed, it goes to the production. It goes to the future episodes.
Yes.
And right now they're funding episode 3. It's extraordinary.
Season 3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're funding episode. I'm sorry. They're funding season 3, and they already have it mapped out that the show is going to go 7 seasons.
Yes, to tell the whole life
whole
of Jesus
story
with his followers. Because really, I like to say it's kind of the story of the followers.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jesus is a main character.
Yes.
But it's what does it mean to follow Jesus, which is what we're all
we are
trying to do.
Try to do. It's amazing to see the disciples just so relatable. You know, they weren't perfect. Mm-hmm. They were not perfect, and neither are we.
Yes.
You stream it, and it's free, and it'll always be free. And I can't thank everybody enough that has contributed and helped spread the word about the show. Mm-hmm. It's changed my life. It's changed so many people's lives, not just on the crew, but obviously people who watch it, and just for the people that are watching The Chosen and do love the show of your audience, I want them to know that the head writer told me what happens at the end of season 3, and it gave me chills.
Okay.
It's something else.
That's a great teaser, so we can't wait for season 3. Well, thank you, John. I really appreciate it. I actually forgot to tell our audience one little thing that I want to do before we close up our interview, and that is that John's here in our community because he's actually been here doing some instruction with our Cinema, Religion, and Worldview students at Walla Walla University during their summer intensive.
And your students are amazing. You know, I after we finished up, I saw some of their edits and stuff, and one of them, I turned to her, and one of your students, I turned to her and I said, "Do you want a job?" I mean, it's incredible. It's amazing what your students are doing here.
Yeah, so we're just really grateful that you came and you spent time with them. We had an event in the community, and that we get to have this interview here. So hope you enjoyed your time at Walla Walla.
I loved it. I love Walla Walla. I love it. I can't wait to come back. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Yeah, thank you, John. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be right back with Station News. Welcome back. Time for Station News. Thank you to all of you who came out to the fairgrounds and greeted us at Blue Mountain Television's booth at the fair. It was great to chat with you. I only got to be there a couple of hours, but it was really fun to chat with those of you who came by, and I know all of our other station personnel and volunteers enjoyed our conversations with you too. So thank you for that. It was great to be at the fair, and I hope you enjoyed that experience too. And I have a really great update for you, and that is those of you who used to watch on Roku and haven't really been able to access the station that way in quite some time, this is going to be the best news for you. We're back. Our Roku channel is finally fixed and working totally as it should, so you can go back to Roku and access Blue Mountain Television that way, just in the same way that you did before. So go for it, check it out. We're just super delighted. We've had quite a time getting this situation resolved, and so it's a huge relief for us at the station, and we're really, really delighted to be able to offer you Blue Mountain Television's programming on Roku again. And also, we are feeling very, very appreciative and grateful for our volunteers and for our donors to Blue Mountain Television. And so we're having an appreciation event for our top donors and our volunteers, and that's going to be September 19 at the new facility, and that'll be from 4 to 7. It is by invitation, so invitations went out this week. So you should have received or will be receiving very, very soon your invitation if you're in one of those two categories. You volunteered for the station or you're one of our top donors. So thank you for what you're doing. And I have to add, for those of you, we can't include every donor at appreciation event. I kind of wish we could, actually, but we just don't have the space to include every wonderful, generous person who contributes to Blue Mountain Television. So I know not everybody, will be able to be there, but I want you to know how much we do appreciate you and thank you for your contributions. Here we are in a 100% community-sponsored, viewer-supported television ministry. And so we are totally counting on you, and I want to thank you for what you are doing for the station. So those are really the 3 items that I wanted to make sure and update you about this week during our station news segment. Again, thank you for your prayers for the ministry, for all the support that you give in various ways, either with your time or your finances. Can't thank you enough for what you do for Blue Mountain Television. And I want to thank you for watching today too. Appreciate that you tuned in, and I will see you next time.